Coming up on the Basement Boys.
No,
seriously.
and that's fine. You're not the only smart guy in this panel.
Be
Listen
consistent.
to me. You're not the only smart guy here.
Hakeem, I just let you
I
talk.
know, but hey,
no,
stop,
bro.
stop,
No,
stop,
I'm not going to stop. It's my turn to
Go
talk.
ahead, you're gonna talk.
He kept
Let him
cutting me off,
Let him
bro.
talk. The Broncos are paying this motherfucker $40 million not to be on that team.
So they're going to have the best team they've had in 5 years, and they're going to miss the playoffs?
I think they missed the playoffs this year.
Oh, you're Hakeem, bro.
And they also got quarterback wasn't number
Hakeem,
one.
they had Micah at 17.
Because of Justin Fields.
Wait. Do you trust me?
Sure.
I'm your brother and you trust me,
Of course.
right? And I would never steer you wrong.
Of course.
I just want you to say this sentence.
Yeah.
But just say it. Even if you don't agree with it, just say it.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
Say Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
Say it.
Patrick Mahomes
Is the GOAT.
So we're gonna jump right into the
No, because
basement
listen
now.
to me real quick. Just say it real quick.
No,
Say
I'm not
it.
gonna say that.
Okay, but you owe someone
Who
that
do-
sentence.
What do I owe?
It was recently brought up to my attention, Hakeem. That about week 4 or 5 into the season last year, we were with a certain someone, and he told you Patrick Mahomes is the GOAT. And you looked at him, you said, get the fuck out of here. And then he asked you, what if he wins one with this team right here? And you looked at him, you said, get the fuck out of here. If he wins one with this team, I'll call him the GOAT. Yeah, I will.
What are you talking about?
I do remember that.
I don't remember that at all.
Ank, I'm trying to get him to pay, but he's not paying.
Ank said that?
Look at the camera and pay up your debt.
Ank said that?
Pay up your
Be
debt.
a man of your word.
Pay up your debt.
That's never happened.
Hey, how about
Pay
this?
up your debt.
I don't remember that
We
at
have
all.
3 witnesses.
I don't-
Yeah, I
who-
do
who's
remember
the
that.
Me,
Well,
him, and Ank
I
are
do
3
remember that.
witnesses.
Well,
I don't remember that
You
at all.
looked directly at Ank. He said, yeah, if he wins it with this team, I'll call him the GOAT. Not a man of
Say
your
it,
word.
bro.
I'm not a member of that. No,
You're not
I'm
a man of
call
your
him
word,
the GOAT,
man.
He's not the GOAT.
Not a man of
It's
your
too
word,
early to
man.
call him the GOAT, man.
Not a man of your word.
he's
So
not
get us
the GOAT.
started, man. Get us started.
But you guys are reaching for something that will never be reached.
Reaching for something that never
Stay
be
away from me.
preached.
Get away from me. Start
And I
this
can
real
box
quick.
out Chris Paul. I don't give a fuck what anybody
You can't
says.
box out shit, man. Sit your ass down. You're not boxing out
Katie,
Chris
you
Paul.
averaged a solid 6.5 rebounds in high school.
That's
And
a good-
I've
that's a good
seen
amount
you-
of rebounds.
And I've seen you
What's the issue?
struggle.
I'm
I've seen
6'1".
you
You make it
struggle.
like I'm 6'9".
I've seen you
And you-
struggling
and
to
you're gonna
box out
box
him.
out.
You've struggled to box out fucking Swade.
Oh, it's harder to box out Swade than it is Chris Paul. I can guarantee you that.
Oh,
The way you know the problem with you, bro. The way you
What?
talk. Hey, of all of us when we
He's a
talk,
superhero.
No, all of us.
He's a superhero.
Yeah, of all us that talk about our days back in the days,
doing?
he overrates himself the most, bro.
No, that's not
Yeah, he
true.
makes
100%.
Yeah,
That's not true.
100%.
That's not true at all.
100%.
That's 100% true.
That's not true at all.
Yo, we had a whole last segment last week of you boxing out a professional NBA player. A
Yes.
20-year vet, you can box him out?
Yes, who's 6 foot, 170 pounds?
You can't box out Chris Paul. Just based
You
off
were
positioning.
agreeing with me.
I go back against it now, bro. Just based
Go
off
back
of,
against it now.
Yeah. Just based off of him.
Start us off. Before I get disrespectful on the spot right now. Go start us off.
I've seen Chris Paul fucking box out Dwight Howard before, bro.
I got you. Go ahead, get us
I can't
started,
believe
man.
that was actually a fucking segment, wallah.
What?
Yeah, the Chris Paul thing. I cannot believe it. You
I
actually
mean,
believe
guys.
it in your heart to heart that
Yes.
you can box out Chris Paul.
That I can
No, wait,
move
do you
around a
actually
human
believe
being
that?
that I have 80 pounds, 100 pounds on and 2 inches on? Yes, I can believe that.
Whatever, man. Let's jump in right into the basement mill. Gonna jump in right into the basement news. We have a lot of topics to talk about. Tua and Jordan Love. I'm not gonna say his last name. I don't know how to say his last name. Getting new contracts. Tatum and Embiid did not play in the Olympics. Logina did not play. Jesus Christ. Football is back, bro. Football is back. It's among us. The Hall of Fame game. Bears versus Texans. Robert Saleh says that A-Rod might not play in preseason. And Steelers having 2 QBs in their mix of things.
It's a loaded docket this week, huh?
Oh, yeah. A lot of topics to talk about. Jumping right at topic 1. Started with him last week. I'll start with you this week, man. Tua and Jordan Love getting new contracts. What do you think about that, man?
So what had to happen?
You like,
Yeah, it's what had to happen.
Really?
Neither guy is like an elite quarterback, but I mean, you have to do it.
no problem with either of their contracts?
It's the market. What are you supposed to do?
You consider Tua elite?
No. But what are you supposed to do? Like, that guy's going to get a bag somewhere. And, like, it's going to reset the market regardless. Like, it's just the market is where we're at.
Really?
Yeah, if you're a half-decent quarterback and your team's successful, you get a bag. That's
Did you
where we're
see
at.
his contract?
It's very big.
He's making like $53 million a year now.
It's very big.
He's making 50
I
plus.
think
That's-
Jordan Love's contract was even
He
bigger,
got
though.
212 for 4 years.
I mean, that's what it is.
Yeah, Jordan Love got a little bit more.
That's what it is at this point, bro. Jordan Love, I could see, like,
Jordan Love, I could see as
easily
well.
being top 10 by the end of the year. I could see it happening. Like, it's not out of the realm of possibility. So, like, yeah, that guy's going to get a bag, and especially at his age. And with Tua, I mean, he's quarterbacking one of the highest offenses in the league. Are there other quarterbacks in that position do the same thing? Yes, there's a lot. But again, at this point, it's the market. You're a really good quarterback on a really good team, you're going to get a bag.
65 a year.
Because the flip side of it is what? Is letting him walk and then having another team pay him that bag. And now you're back at square one where the market is still 60 million, 50 million, and you're out of a quarterback.
That's a crazy market, man. 212
So, I mean-
for 4 years is...
I mean, I had
It is what it is, bro.
I had a big problem with Tua's. I did.
I know he would. I know he would have a big...
Yeah, I mean, I like Tua, but I have a big problem with that. That basically just guaranteed for however long Tua's there that they're just going to be a first round or second round exit moving forward, no matter what. You got Hawk Tua. You guys seen the Hawk Tua as your quarterback. Yeah, with Tua, you are never going to go head to head against Josh Allen and beat him. Never going to go up against Burrow and beat him. Never going to go up against Patty. Never going to go even against some of the NFC's teams, bro, and beat them. He's horrible in the playoffs. Like, they're like 3-12 against the winning teams. That's because he has a ceiling. And you said that he operates one of the best offenses in the league. True. But sometimes I even feel like he holds back that offense, bro. Just real talk.
Really?
He does. They do really good with him, but like he has a weak arm. He's not athletic at all. He's very injury prone.
Very.
I would hate to be an NFL GM right now, bro. Just like real talk, and I'll tell you why. Because like you're damned if you do, and you're damned if you don't. So if you're a GM and you're a head coach and you want to keep your job, you're like, shit, I got this guy that'll win me 10 or 11 games. But in my heart of hearts, I know that I'm not going to like ever go any further with that. But the flip side is I could gamble and let him go and maybe find somebody else that might be better. But is it really going to happen? Like, it's just really tough to happen. But like, Tua's a product of what's around him. He has one of the best offensive minds at the head coaching. He has Tyreek Hill. He has a Waddle. He has those speedsters at the running back spot. He's one of the worst quarterbacks in cold weather, by the way. That's why you guys ever realize they struggle later on in the year because it
playoffs.
gets cold, right?
Yeah.
Like, Dolphins fucked up a long time ago, bro, when they drafted Tua over Herbert. Could you imagine Herbert with these weapons? Yeah, bro.
Yeah, that would've been-
We'd be talking about some potential Super Bowls over in the Dolphins side.
Yeah.
I would have let him walk. I'm a big guy. I've just letting people walk. I would let him walk, and I'll tell you why. Because you say there's some people out there that would pay him for it, and it's the market. I don't know how many teams right now would truly run to pay Tua that amount of money.
Say it's one.
But then you're not the fool that did it.
But then the market is back to 60.
You know what I look
and
at it
you're-
like?
That's the point. You understand the point that I'm trying
Yeah,
to make with that, though?
I get it.
It's like that's still going to reset the market again.
Like,
So
to
it's
me,
your
how
square
much
one
better
again.
is Tua than Baker? I would say, to me, Baker in that system would probably do better than Tua. He has a better arm than him.
Maybe not better, just as good.
They're just as
They
good.
wouldn't lose anything.
And I mean, Baker's getting like 20 million.
Let's be fair, though.
Philly.
Tua's better than Baker.
He's better than
But
this.
we've
fair.
never,
Let's be fair,
we've
though.
never seen Baker in with that.
I know, but eye test will tell you that.
Like,
Let's just be fair.
You can argue.
He's better than
You
Baker.
can argue that.
Not even the eye
Bucks?
test won't tell you that though.
Yeah.
The Bucks' offense is just as good as the Dolphins.
And they went to the same spot last year.
That's one, like, you know?
Actually, they actually the Bucks won a playoff game last year.
Yeah.
They beat the Eagles.
Yeah.
And I've seen Baker with even like less weapons. Like when he's with the Browns,
He didn't do shit, though.
he went to.
I know, but let's not compare a guy that was almost out of the league to Tua. Let's just be fair about
Yeah,
it. Let's be fair.
I know, but like
love
that's
Tua.
but that's who I view. Like that's where I view
In
Tua,
that same-
though.
yeah,
in that
area.
realm.
Yeah.
One guy plays in a lot better it's like situations in his career.
Yeah.
And he's getting 15 million more a year. I wouldn't have done it. Like again, that their ceiling is first round, maybe second round moving forward. The Love thing, I'm cool with it. It's a
cool with
little
it, yeah.
risky. I'll tell you why. Because at the beginning of the year last year, he looked rough. Then the last 10 games of the year, he looked like one of the best quarterbacks in the
Turned it
league.
around.
And he stomped Dak on the road. He stomped Dak. And I trust Green Bay with quarterbacks. They just get it right, bro. I mean,
they
shit.
do.
Brett Favre, A-Rod, they get it right. So, like, I think that with at least with Love, the potential's there. He's a bigger guy. He moves a little bit. He's proven that he could go on the road and beat a team that, you know, quote unquote, they shouldn't have been. And even against the Niners, they were like, it went down to the end.
Yeah.
I'm not mad with
You
that.
think it's early to give Love that contract?
No, it's not early. I mean, he was up for a contract. It was going to happen next year.
I mean, what is his second year, right?
No, bro. He's been in the league for about 4 years now. Don't forget they drafted him.
He sat behind A-Rod for a minute.
Remember, he sat behind A-Rod for a minute. Remember how
remember that.
pissed A-Rod was that they drafted him in the first round? And he was like, bro, give me some players.
Yeah.
Hey, Green Bay does all right. I would just hate to be a GM, but I would have not gave Tua that contract, bro. No way.
So Love, yeah. Tua,
I'm okay with both.
I'm okay with
I
Love.
don't completely disagree with
100%
him.
against
I'm
the
okay
Tua
with both.
thing.
Again, I'm not okay with it because I'm saying Tua is a $55 million quarterback. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is if you don't pay him and you let him walk, because you said about Dak too, you said let him walk, and you let him walk, and all it takes is one team to give him a bag. That market is reset now again. Now when I go get a good quarterback, the market is still $60 million.
Who cares about reset? I agree with
But
you.
that's the only reason why they're up for these amounts.
Yeah,
It's 'cause
no,
that's the
I
market,
agree with
bro.
you that nobody's going to change the market, but
It will. No. Remember, we had this conversation offline. The only time it's going to reset is if, let's say, Tua, like the Dolphins let Tua walk,
yeah.
right? And then he can't go get a $50 million contract from anybody else. And now he's stuck looking for another contract. And he ends up getting 30, 40. That's when it resets.
Yeah.
But it has to, like, who's that guy that's going to, their team is going to let him walk
I'll say the last.
and he's going to leave and nobody's going to pay him?
yeah.
Like, it's,
True.
I
I'll
can't
say
really
the
think of
last
a guy.
thing. I'll say the last thing about this. I'm a big advocate, and it really pisses me off when I hear, well, that's just the market. It is true, but just because it's the market doesn't mean I have to be the dumbass that gives them that deal.
It does, though.
It doesn't, though.
Because what are you going to do?
That's on. You see, but that's on the GM. That's on the head coach
GM to do what?
to plan better, bro. You've known that Tua is up for a contract for a while now, and you know what Tua is.
Mm-hmm.
He's an injury-prone, small quarterback with a weak arm that doesn't move well and doesn't do well against good teams. That's like that's why I got to give my props to Green Bay. They had an MVP sitting there, and A-Rod playing. A-Rod was still fucking great at that time, and they said, you know what, we're gonna plan. We know that someday this guy's gonna get old, or there's teams that even with Kansas City, they had Alex Smith who was taking them to the playoffs, but they knew we're not gonna get past the first or second round. What'd they do? They drafted. Or they took chances. Or even like the Rams.
Different situation.
They had a guy like Goff.
Different situation.
Went to a Super Bowl with him. But they knew I can't go any further than that. I need a oomph. I need something more. What'd they do? They went and got Stafford. But
But that wasn't planning ahead.
But
Everything you just named wasn't planning ahead.
it was though.
No, because with A-Rod, the Green Bay Packers are a super young team. So you can afford, they're the youngest team in the league.
Yeah.
So you can afford to go grab a quarterback and wait a year or 2
No,
years
but
on
they
it.
grabbed.
But listen to me real quick, and we're going to get to this later. The Dolphins have Tyreek Hill on their roster now.
Yeah.
He's 30. He's not a young receiver. He has how many years left as an elite receiver? And that's their guy. That's their main guy. Bro, their running back who had more carries than their starter, Mostert, he's 32 years old, bro, 33 years old. He's not a young guy. Like, what made them explosive last year, they're not young people. So you have a 3-year window to them. I'm assuming it's like, I have a 3-year window to try to get a Super Bowl with these guys as the main guys.
Yeah.
Green Bay wasn't in that position. The Rams had a full roster, and these guys weren't getting any younger. So they're like, you know what? We'll go get Stafford. We'll try it for a year. They gave up a lot for Stafford, and we'll try it for a year, and it worked. Different situations, though. It's
I
hard
would
for
not.
Miami to sit Tyreek on the side and be like, "Hey, bro, we're gonna get a quarterback.
I would not.
It might be 2-3 years."
I would not give to it. I just know. I know what Miami is. I don't even care what I don't care what the schedule is. I don't care who they match up against in the playoffs next year. I know what's going to happen to them.
So, you know, that's okay though.
They're cracked. That's because
No,
these GMs and these
that's
head coaches,
okay,
they're
though.
trying to keep their jobs.
But no, it's not just that, Hakeem. That's okay. Like everybody we talk about, we say the same thing about.
Yeah.
Like Lamar sucks in the playoffs. Tua sucks in the playoffs. Jalen Hurts
But
sucks
at
in the
least
playoffs.
with Lamar,
Everybody we talk about, I'm saying, but everybody we talk about, we say sucks in the playoffs. You want to know why, bro? What did I tell you first episode on this? Every team is in purgatory right now. Damn near. When you have a guy like Patrick, think about every time we talk about a topic, about a quarterback or about signings, you always say, can that guy walk in and beat Patty? And my question is always, who can? There's like 2 other guys in the league that can. There's
I know,
two,
I get
there's
that,
2 other ones.
but Hattie-
So we're just not supposed to pay everybody else?
I get that, but it's also like cool. But you don't always run into. Sometimes you don't run into Petty till the end of the year. Sometimes
He ran into him last year.
But my point is, but it hasn't been every year. My whole point with Tua is that like those weapons. Yeah, there's some guys that like if they had that team, I'm like shit. I don't know. Can they beat fucking Patty? Herbert with those guys? Yeah, maybe, bro. Like my whole point is, I get it. It's a tough spot to be in.
Yeah.
being a
Very
GM.
tough spot.
Yeah.
We'll see.
It ain't
when-
easy, no.
Yeah.
When it comes in next month, literally like 3 weeks away from the beginning of the season. Go back to the NBA, the Olympics. Tatum and Embiid did not play in the Olympics. There was on the stat sheet where it says Jason Tatum and Joel Embiid a DNP.
That's nuts.
That's crazy to me. That's wild. What does that say about Embiid and Tatum?
So, I think Tatum's one of the most interesting players to talk about, bro. It really, really is. It makes sense why somebody like Tatum, at least, didn't play in one of those games. I'll ask you guys the question about Jason Tatum. What does he do great? He's not a great scorer. He's not a great defender. He's not a great three-point shooter. He's not a great passer. He's not a great playmaker. And that's okay. But of all those 5 things I just said, he's a good scorer. He's a good defender. He's a good passer.
Right.
He's a good playmaker, right? So when you put him on the court out there with guys like LeBron and Steph and AD or Embiid or whoever it is in that starting lineup, like what is he supposed to do out there? Because if he's not a good shooter, then he can't catch and shoot. If the playmaking, he's like the 4th one to touch the ball to do that because it's LeBron, Steph, there's other guys out there to do it. Like he doesn't do anything great, and that's like why Tatum's such a weird type of player. But it also shows why he's like really good because at the end of the year, you look at it, the guy averages like 28 points. He's a really good defender. Like to me, you know what Tatum is, man? Like he's like a supercharged Paul George to me. Like a supercharged, yeah. Like, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like Paul George is a really good player, but like, yeah, bro, like a guy like that, like, yeah, I could see him not getting minutes among all those other great players. Like, what do you think of like with that Tatum thing? Like, do you agree with that?
No, I mean, it's just it confirmed what I thought about him.
Really?
Doesn't make him bad.
No, did I ever once say he's a bad player? Obviously,
But you
not.
don't play him at all? Like you don't throw him in?
Over
But
who?
you got to remember, bro. Like the Olympics is different. First of all, it's a different ball game. The structure of the actual game is different. Number 2, in Boston, he's not really competing against any wings, right? But when you're playing USA basketball, the 2 wings ahead of you are LeBron James and Kevin Durant.
Right.
We've seen how LeBron James have played, and we've seen how Kevin Durant has played. They both look like the best players on the planet right now, both of them.
True.
And so, like, who are you supposed to get minutes over? Because some of these teams are big, and you're not getting minutes over AD and Embiid.
No.
Like, you're not. Like, when Embiid is playing, you're not getting minutes over him. We're not going to slide you at the 5, bro. So it's just like, where do you put him? Where do you put him? And the structure they're going, they play a lot of Ant. And to me, FYI, he's not better than Ant.
He's not.
But they're not playing him ahead of Ant.
Or even D-Book.
But they're running, because D-Book is the point guard. He's running the point guard on that team.
And I know something that
Him and
D-Book
Steph
does
are
great.
sharing point guard duties, bro.
And I know D-Book does something great. He's a great scorer. Say whatever you want.
And a great
Even
three-point
from
shooter.
As far as scoring, him and Tatum are in the same ballpark.
He's a good 3-point
But the
shooter.
but the problem is he's so much better of a passer than Tatum is. So when you play him at the 1, you can get away with that because I get the scoring and the passing.
And in these games, bro, Suede, like, I can't count on a guy to be consistent or inconsistent. Like Tatum's inconsistent.
Yeah, I need to know what I'm getting from these guys.
These international teams. I was telling them when they're playing Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico, yeah.
Bro, I don't care. Like I'll argue with anybody. Like Puerto Rico went 15 games in the NBA, 20 games in the NBA. Like those guys play hard, bro.
Let me tell you a little story about Puerto Rico, real quick. I'm sitting watching the game. I have a grocery store right down my house. It's literally 10 seconds away, like a drive. I'm watching, and I see LeBron check in. I see him check in. It's a close, really, really close game. You guys can go look it up. And I walked away, and my wife was watching it with me, and I looked at it. I was like, by the time I come back, we'll be up 20. Because I knew I needed 10, 15 minutes at the store. I was like, we'll be up 20. Because she was worried. Because she's always thinking, oh, USA always destroys everybody. Why is this such a close game? Came back, as soon as I came back in with the sandwiches, I look at the TV, they're up like 26.
No way.
That's the best player of all time, bro.
With the Embiid thing,
That's the greatest player of all time.
Embiid is just like, guys like, I mean, he just won MVP, what is it, a year ago, 2 years ago. But it's also about fit, right? Like, bro, Embiid's like, he's a little damaged. Like, he's slow. And he's also a black hole. Like, when that ball goes into the post, you ain't getting it back, bro. And like, if you've been watching these games, like, it's a lot of ball movement, it's a lot of teamwork. Like, yeah, I think I'd rather have AD out there who's a little bit more versatile. Doesn't mean that I think Embiid's a better player than AD, but AD's more versatile. You know, we talked about Luka like years back, thinking like, man, does his game translate to winning? Because like it's a lot of ISO balls. I'm starting to ask that question about Embiid too, man. Because it is a lot of ISO ball. It's just like throwing the ball into the post and go crazy with it. And even with he's like really injury prone. He plays like a fucking big guard sometimes too. So like it's like, is this guy jump shot going down? Is it not? Like sometimes I wonder that about Embiid. But the reason why Embiid didn't get those minutes is because he's just slow, bro. Like it's a very fast game. And then when it is slow, it's a black hole. He isn't playing with fucking Batum like he is with the fucking Sixers or Maxey or something like that. There's other guys in the court like KD and LeBron. Sometimes throw that bitch out. Right or wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's kind of basically like an all-star game. But like, he's not fit for those kind of games.
But competitive.
Very, very competitive.
yeah.
I found it like kind of weird, but I understand what you guys are saying. Like
With Embiid?
yeah, with both of them, with Tatum and Embiid.
Well, with Embiid is, yes, it's the game, but also it felt like Steve Kerr was pressured because he wasn't playing well, and we needed Tatum in there. So it felt pressured to like, hey, let me not play him this game, because defensively he's been the best player on the court,
Right.
first or second behind AD. Like that's been the best defender on the court. Is he a championship player? Yes. In the NBA, he is. In the Olympics, it's not. Yes, it's not that type of game because he is a slower guy and he needs to work at a slower pace. But that's why he's so good in the NBA, because at the center position, he can determine pace better than any center can outside of Jokic.
Well, he better show it this year.
Number one. Number two, I don't get mad at Embiid for not winning games. His teams have sucked, bro.
Very.
Let's just, before we say, oh, he's played with Harden and Maxey. Some of those teams is very hard to name the third, fourth guy, bro.
Agreed.
I just want to remind you.
Yeah,
of that.
no, I agree. But
Like,
there's
it takes a roster in the NBA.
But-
It takes a roster.
100%.
but when the
Especially in this
roster
NBA.
has been there,
And it's never been there.
but they also count on him to be that MVP.
But he's been there.
But
The roster's never there.
I know he can't control this, but he's very injury prone, bro.
So what do you want me to
Dinged
do?
up. I know, but I'm
And even
saying-
when he's in the playoffs, he plays really well. They lose against Boston.
I know,
What do you
but
want me to do?
I'm just saying
Like,
though,
I mean,
like it,
I'm playing 1-on-5 sometimes, bro. It's
now,
tough.
like you know how like he's labeled, he's injury prone, bro.
Yeah.
Every year,
I mean, but you can't prove that to me.
I know.
I can't tell a guy, prove it to me and stop getting injured.
I know.
What's he supposed to do? He's not trying to get injured. He's a
It's
big
just-
guy,
yeah,
bro.
I found it like.
Big guy.
But I understand.
You know what it is.
I
too?
understand it completely,
Media's
though.
big now, though, bro. Like, there's gonna be really good
He
players.
got pressured into it.
Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of good players that don't get minutes in the Olympics.
Kerr got pressured into it.
I understand it completely, but they're gonna win gold. I'm not worried about it.
No, yeah,
they're not worried about it either.
They're flying through right now.
Football is back. First preseason game. I didn't watch it because like they stopped it during there was a rain delay.
Yeah, that third quarter.
I really wanted to see Caleb Williams. I really, really wanted to watch Caleb Williams, but they're not gonna start him. Do you think he ends up a Hall of Famer? I know it's a little early for that question, but you think he ends up a Hall of Famer?
I think that depends on how good his team is right off the bat. That's what I think. Because I think if the way he plays the game of football it could get very, very good right away, and it could get very, very ugly right away. It's like I watched some of his clips in college. That guy's a risk taker, bro. That guy's a risk taker. When you take those risks as a rookie, right? If DJ Moore has a year, which I'm expecting him to, if Cole Kmet has a year, which I'm expecting him to, if their running game is there, which I'm expecting it to be, then yes, he's going to end up Hall of Famer, because most guys who start their career off winning 10, 11 games and being really good, those guys usually are projected to be in the Hall of Fame. They're projected to be a really good quarterback all time. And that's what I'm assuming is going to happen to Chicago. He's walking to a roster where he's throwing it to Keenan Allen and DJ Moore, guys. He better be good right away. He better be good right away. And if he's good right away, they're going to win 10, 11 games. They're going to keep building on that, I'm assuming, because that's usually the trajectory of how it goes. And if he's consistently winning year in, year out, he's taking those risks. He's playing the same exact way we've seen him play in college. If that does transfer to the NFL, which I think it will, because it's that type of game in the NFL now, then yes, he's going to be Hall of Famer.
Really?
Yeah, I think he will be a Hall of Famer. Again, if everything goes correctly, and I'm assuming it will, that roster is loaded, bro.
Very. Do you think they're going to be really good this year?
They better be.
Before we get into this question, don't say it like that, and I'll tell you why. They have probably one of the worst coaching staffs in the league, and that's a big deal, especially when you're a rookie, and their offensive line isn't that hot. So you can have Jesus Christ on one end, and you can have DJ.
You do,
and you can wait. Let me finish. So you can have Jesus Christ on one side, and you have DJ Moore on the other side. But if you don't have an offensive line long enough to there as a rookie,
Hakeem, that kid can't fail. He better not fail, bro. I'm not saying he has to win a Super Bowl.
I know. No, but
he better not fail.
Let me finish.
That's all I'm saying.
When it comes to
you're not going to be able to blame it on weapons.
If I had to guess, I think that he'll be a Hall of Famer, and I'm willing to say this from now on. This is just a bold take from me, but I truly believe this. We could talk about maybe 3 or 4 seasons from right now him being the guy right after Patty.
Caleb?
Yeah.
Really?
When you talk about a guy like that, and I don't care what team he starts with or whoever it is, when you talk about intangibles, the way he plays the game, to me, that's just like a baby Patty, bro. Wow. If he could keep his head on straight, I see that guy being him. And he doesn't even have to win a bunch of games in the beginning of his career for him be a Hall of Famer. Even if he doesn't win a ring, if he puts up the stats that he can put up, bro, yeah, bro, that guy is it. And I'm not a big, college highlight guy. If you watch his games, we've seen some guys do really well in college. He is the second best quarterback I watched out of college. Luck was the only one that I seen that I was like, this is for sure. This is going to work.
Whoa.
Think of what can he not do on the field? He can do the whole running around thing that Patty does. He has his head on straight. You know what I like about Caleb? The guy already has all his money.
Yeah.
He ain't out here. He's out there chasing bags. Don't get me wrong, but the guy had one of the biggest NIL deals right off the bat, so he was already rich right off the bat. Yeah, bro. But again, when it comes just to your point about it, I think Chicago's probably going to win 8, 10, or 9 games maybe this year.
They won that last year with Justin Fields.
I understand that, and
they won 7 games last year.
And I think that that coaching staff is really bad. I got to see how that offensive line plays. I don't care who it is, bro. Peyton Manning won 2 games in his first year. Just understand, though, that some things take longer to come together.
That same coaching staff with Justin Fields won 7 last year. And they added Caleb Williams and Keenan Allen, bro.
I'm not going to expect that. And
if he wins 8 games, is it a failure next year?
No. Because
after I just saw Justin Fields without Keenan Allen win 7 games.
That was Justin Fields' 4th year. Yes, he has 4.
What does that? That doesn't matter.
That has a lot to do because you see he's been in the league. The reason why we jumped off the Justin Fields thing is because, bro, you've been in the league for 4 years and you didn't improve. I think Caleb Williams is going to play well next year, but team success and his success are going to be 2 separate things for me.
No, but what's the bar for you? It has to be a barometer of how successful the season was.
I think that if they were to go into next year and they won
9 games.
Like if they won 9 games and he looked really good, yeah.
Then he'll never be one spot behind Pat in 3 years. Because you're telling me that his first year he wasn't even as good as Justin Fields in his fourth, and Justin Fields is almost
No,
out the league.
the
bro.
difference
but that
is-
coaching staff is not good at
the-
all, though, man.
Who's?
The Bears coach.
Yeah, I
It
know.
wasn't good last year, and they won 7 with Justin
But
Fields.
Hattie, but the whole
Without Keenan Allen.
Hattie, the whole point that you need to understand is that the reason why you're comparing a guy who was 4 years in,
I know.
and his yes,
But you're not expecting Caleb Williams year 1 to be better than Justin
no,
Fields year
I
4?
am, but I'm
not.
expecting.
I'm not.
You're not?
No, I am.
Then man, you took him too high.
No, that
Then you took
I
him way
am.
too high.
I am, but my whole point is I'm not expecting a rookie again. So you're telling me next year if he doesn't play well, you think it's a failure?
Of a season, yeah. I don't think he's a failure. I think that season.
Oh, then that's fine. The season's
Chicago-
a failure.
that's what I'm saying.
But
The
I'm not
Chicago
gonna.
season
I'm
is a
not gonna
failure.
like throw it on him that he doesn't put the Bears in the playoffs next year.
Well, the only thing that I would tell you, Hakeem, is if we just go straight production.
Yeah, straight production.
As long as he produces what Justin Fields produced last year, it's very simple.
I could promise you
They'll
this.
win 8 games.
I could promise you this right now. No, like I'm not winning. I could promise you right now the production on the field is going to be 10 times better.
Then they're going to win 11 games.
Every year is different, bro.
I'm setting the
schedule.
line at 8.5.
Guys,
I'm setting the line at
I
8.5.
know, but just listen to me for what you guys are saying for 2 seconds. We're saying that we're keeping everything the same, coaching-wise, offensive line-wise. Receivers, we're adding Keenan Allen, and we're adding Caleb Williams instead of Justin Fields.
Right.
And we're saying if they win one more game this year, we're calling that a success. How?
For Caleb, yeah.
How?
Because who did they beat?
Because that means Caleb Williams as a rookie is as good as Justin Fields.
No.
As a what,
It means,
what do you mean? What do you mean? No.
It makes nothing. It's no difference. So maybe that's like comparing apples and oranges. If they're playing the exact same teams, the exact same records, I don't know who they're playing differently. Like I get what you're saying. They should do 10 times better. I completely understand that. But I'm not going to compare quarterback from the first year. I could promise you, I could tell you this much. Caleb will look better. He'll just look better as
Then
a
they're going to
quarterback.
win 10, 11 games if they do.
Maybe not, though. What if they're playing teams that are 10 times better than they did last year?
It's not possible. They have one of the best rosters in the league offensively.
And they have one of the worst coaching staffs and one of the worst offensive lines.
100%.
Eddie.
And that team, and
What
that
if they-
same
what if they play more playoff teams this year?
that same coach and offensive coordinator won 7 last year with Justin Fields.
Hetty, what if they
That's what I'm saying, bro.
play better teams this year and they run into a bunch of playoff teams? My whole point is like I can't. If they win the same amount of games, I'm not going to say that it was a failure. On
We'll
his
see how
side.
it looks.
We'll find out.
If he comes out and throws 4,000, 4,500 yards, bro, there's no way they're only going to win 8 games.
Save this.
It's never
clip.
going to
I'll
happen.
tell you, 5 years from right now, he'll be number 2 quarterback.
We'll
The
find
only
out.
thing last thing that I want to just point out, and I just want you to be careful about this. Okay, I'm your brother. I love you, so I'm trying to look out for you. Caleb Williams more than likely will be a great quarterback in the NFL. This Patrick Mahomes thing, Josh Allen thing is brand new. It's 4 or 5 years old. There's going to be a lot of people modeling their games after those 2 guys moving forward. We're going to see some busts.
Yeah.
We're going to see some guys that are trying to mimic their game after Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen. Some of them are going to look really, really good. All of them are going to look really, really good. Some of them are going to pan out. Some of them is going to smack you in the face like a fucking bus because they're going to bust. I'm not saying that's going to happen with Caleb Williams. I'm saying every sport in human history who's had a transcendent player like that and people tried to mimic, it busted a lot. Just remember that.
100
That's all I'm saying.
%, agree, but I'll say this: Caleb is bust proof.
Maybe.
We don't know that, though,
Maybe
man.
that's the case.
We don't-
He is
we don't-
bust.
we-
Maybe that's-
we
he
don't-
is bust proof in my eyes.
We don't
Maybe.
know that. We really don't know that.
And
We'll
I won't
find
even.
out.
and
I'm
he-
assuming he is, but I'm saying
Yeah.
just
No, I
so
get
you're not
that.
100%.
Well,
sure.
exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't look at. I don't even. My thing is, you
Let's
guys. know
not
how I am.
expect this guy to be Patrick Mahomes from year 1.
No,
Let's
I
temper
hate when
expectations,
people
though.
do that.
Let's
But no,
temper
I didn't say. I
expectations,
said
kid, bro.
I'm saying over the next 5 years,
You're asking
We'll
him to be the
find
GOAT.
I'm saying he'll be number 2 behind Patrick in the league.
I can't.
Okay.
That's way
Maybe.
too early for me to even decide that.
Within
to
5
to
years.
even think that.
I'm a big guy when it comes to like young quarterbacks. Like I watch the way they play. I don't care about stats. Like
That's-
what's around them.
Exactly.
In USC, he played with some of the worst offenses, one of the worst offensive lines. Only one good weapon he's ever played with, and he looked great. Bro.
Take one
Yeah.
thing, just that's college. Once you get into
Right,
the
100%.
NFL,
That's what
Temper
I'm saying.
expectations
Yeah.
a little bit. That's all.
once you get to the NFL, we'll find out.
Let him
We're
form
almost
his
there.
own career.
Exactly. It's way too early to even decide anything about that. I got to
He's
see how
him.
he plays. Got to see a snap in the NFL. We're gonna see how he plays. We'll find out. We're 3 weeks away. We're fine.
Yep.
Other topic. Robert Saleh says that A-Rod might not play in preseason.
Dearborn zone.
Well, the
that's-
thing is, he doesn't know if he's going to play in preseason. He hasn't asked A-Rod yet.
I'm going to rephrase that for you. Robert Saleh says that the leader of the Jets might not play in preseason.
Wink, wink.
Oh, who cares if he doesn't play? He's 40 years old. He doesn't need to play in
I don't know
preseason.
why I started with him, man. Go with you, man.
I agree with him.
Oh,
I
do you?
don't know.
Oh, wow.
The expectations on the Jets are high. My expectations for the Jets are high. There's a lot of pressure on the Jets. How much pressure is on Aaron Rodgers? 0.
Why?
Because he's 40. Listen, I'm going to tell you guys something, okay? And I'm going to keep it short and sweet. Most of our arguments from sports among this group, there's one theme that I have that I always try to instill in you guys.
I know where you're going.
Be consistent. Take your hate or love out of a guy.
Exactly.
If you make a sports argument, make sure that that barometer you're using is consistent across all the board, because that's the only way you'll ever be unbiased, and it's the only way you'll ever be fair to these athletes.
100%.
I just went on a rant last episode explaining to you how you shouldn't expect anything out of LeBron and Curry for being 40. I'm not going to jump on this episode and say, Aaron Rodgers, you better go win a Super Bowl. He's fucking 40. If he's a really good game manager next year, good job, A-Rod. You're great for 40.
Not is he only 40.
That's it. Like,
Not only is he not 40.
he's one of the
he's-
greatest quarterbacks ever.
He's not. He's 40, coming off an Achilles
Right.
tear, bro. There's a lot of pressure on Robert Saleh
There
because if
is.
they don't do well,
Unfortunate.
my man's gonna have to come back and coach in Dearborn, where he came from.
No, I want to say that.
Fortson High
Oh
School.
no,
I
he,
wanna say
he is gonna get the boot if they don't.
Oh,
make-
easy.
If
That's
they
like
don't make the
something, yeah.
playoffs, and I hope not. We want our brother
Yeah,
to do well.
100%. I wish they make
They're
it.
making the playoffs.
Man,
Patty, maybe,
people are
bro.
projecting them to win their
Guys.
division.
But that's the thing with them is they might win 8. They might win the division.
No, they have them over like
My
15
guess,
wins, man.
my guess is
I
there'll
have
be a
winning the
wild
division.
card
I
team.
have a winning the division.
Over the Bills.
Over the Bills, 100%. I have a winning the division.
maybe. It's such a again. Yeah,
I like that Jets team, man.
Thank you so much for being fair about Taylor. He's 40. The GOAT, Tom Brady, was 40 and didn't look that hot as a 40-year-old. They're the age of 40.
What? Say it. Go ahead.
He won a ring.
Was he 40 when he won it?
Yeah, he
42.
was.
Well, I'm saying like not
I
everybody
get it, I
does
get it, I
that,
get it,
bro.
I get it, I
Like
get it.
40. Think about it, bro.
Also, A-Rod probably would have won a ring with that Tampa Bay team
But
too. But it doesn't matter.
I mean,
A-Rod won one. Yeah, I know.
but anyways, like
yeah.
if A-Rod shits the bed this year, ain't nobody gonna talk about what A-Rod did at the age of 40. We know what A-Rod is. We know he's one of the,
Oh, they will, but they'll be unfair.
like 10, 15 years
Yeah.
down the line, nobody's
no,
going
they're
to be
gonna talk
talking about the end. Just like nobody talks about how Michael Jordan looked when he was with the Wizards, bro.
Yeah.
You talk about their primes, you talk about what they do. But Robert Saleh, he's asking a lot out of a 40-year-old that's coming off that injury, bro. A lot of, because he needs them to.
Yeah.
He
They'll
needs
make
them
the
to.
playoffs. I have a winning division and making the playoffs.
They're gonna be fun to watch this
They
year.
are.
Though.
I really
I
like
can't
that
wait. They're
Jets
gonna get the living fucked kicked out of them against the Niners in Week 1. Then we can start.
Let's
judging them.
see. Hey, that's actually a good test. Like if I'm a Jets fan, I'm happy that that's
I think
the first
every
team
Jets
I play.
fan understands going into that game they're getting their asses whooped.
But that's good. Let's see where we're at. You know what I mean?
Hey,
Let's
the
see where we're
NFL
at.
Are they playing in San Francisco? Or
in San Francisco.
But you know what's something that like I am looking forward to? I really think Garrett Wilson's about to have a fucking year, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I'll be
really
picking
love
him.
that team, man.
I'll be picking him on fantasy. I'll tell you
Brees
that much.
Hall's gonna go very high in a lot of fantasy drafts, bro.
2 receptions.
Very high, bro.
Take him for 2 receptions every
Yeah.
single week, man.
That guy was guaranteed.
We're excited for you to give your parlays, your locks.
Once we
get into it.
once we
full
get
Yeah, we're excited
preseason
for
is
that.
a little bit too early.
If you're a gambler, this man right here is the one to go to.
fledged.
You don't
Yeah.
have to listen to me, but like, you know,
Your
We do-
locks.
Your locks.
let's go to Pittsburgh. Steelers have. I'm not gonna disrespect them. I'm really not. I want to, but I'm not. Russell Wilson and Justin Fields.
What a battle.
You ask me, I'm not starting either. I'd start Russell over. No, I'm.
Would you start
that's a
Russ?
lot. I'd start Russ. I'd start Russ over Justin Fields. Just because of the experience he's had, just because of. I think he's a better quarterback than him. Much better quarterback than Justin Fields. But we'll see what Pittsburgh does. I think they're gonna shift between them, right? That's what was.
They're going
what
to
was
pick
said.
one.
No, they have to pick one. You have 2 quarterbacks. You have 0.
Who do you think they're
What do you
going to
think? The Pittsburgh Steelers. What are you gonna start?
I want him to go first.
Really?
Yeah.
Who
Go
are you gonna
first.
start?
Because you have a look on your face. I want to hear what you have to say.
I'll be completely honest with you. It doesn't really matter who the fuck they start. They're both
Jeez.
trash.
They are. They're but you have to pick
Russ is trash. I want you to think about something real quick about Russell Wilson. The Broncos are paying this motherfucker $40 million not to be on that team.
Man.
And Peyton is one of the best head coaches in the league, our offensive minds we've ever seen. He's paying that fucking bum not $40 million not to be on that team. What does that say about Russ?
As you get paid $40 million to suck at your job, that'd be crazy.
I think it's just the hate that Peyton has for Russ.
But why does he?
That's
hate,
what.
Why does he have hate for a guy like that?
In the beginning of the season, I forgot what happened.
Hey guys, we don't know if he hates him.
No, I mean, he doesn't hate him, but
And he dislikes him.
he
Don't say
disliked him,
dislikes
and you know
It
what?
wasn't a cordial professional relationship.
I loved how he would chew him out.
If that's how you want to word it, man, just
Who do I think they should start? I'll answer your question because I love you and I respect you. I think they should start Russ because of the experience part of it. And just because I at least know that he'll be able to get the ball to the receivers, maybe. Guys, I'm just not a big fan of Justin Fields, bro. The guy can't play.
I like Justin
Me
Fields,
too.
man.
I
like
don't
him.
mind as much as
I don't
most people.
mind
Guys,
him at
no,
all.
but no. There's a difference between liking somebody and like I like him. He just can't play football, bro.
Hakeem, but last year, some of the games that the Bears have won was because of Justin Fields.
Wait. Hold on for
Justin Fields
2
is-
seconds.
Man.
Did you just say he was playing with the worst offensive staff basically in the league?
No, the coaching staff, yeah.
Yeah,
One
I
of
mean,
them.
that hurts your
Yeah.
quarterback.
I know,
mean,
but-
you have to shoulder
But
more
Hetty,
than you're
when you're just like missing, like there's so much film out there, and I'm not trying to fucking sit here and talk about film. The guy just doesn't have a good feel for the. He's a backup in this league, and guess what? He could be possibly a starter on the bum ass Steelers, who are not going to go anywhere next year. They might be 500.
they're gonna get the same spot the Cowboys are.
They're and you know what? Congratulations.
Honestly,
I know.
Hey,
No, 100%. You're right. but
Hetty,
I'm just saying.
they're both bad. Like I don't. Steeler fans, if you guys are going to try to come out here and start convincing me that Russell Wilson's a good quarterback, you changed your tune because you've seen him on the.
quarterback.
He's mediocre.
Yeah, he's a mediocre.
He's mediocre,
not
and you know
what?
what?
He was.
And you know what? If they want to start Fields because they think he has a little bit more potential, then sure, go ahead and do it. But like to me, the answer is I would start Russ, but you're fucked either way.
Regardless.
I don't think they're completely fucked. I don't think they're completely fucked. Again, because, like, bro, we know Mike Tomlin's going to have a winning season.
He's gonna squeak it out.
No matter who he has
exactly.
behind center.
How?
Let me tell you how.
We watch a lot of Steelers games.
Let me
this
their
year.
defense.
How?
Their defense. Well, we're gonna get to this one later too. Their defense is one of the best in the league, year in year out.
Right.
Okay. So they have a fucking stud back there. It's gonna take them there. They statistically, guys, this is not exaggeration. This is not hyperbole. They've had the worst quarterback play in the last 10 years, or the last 5 years, or whatever it was.
Yeah, they-
I'm not exaggerating. They had the worst starting quarterback in the league last year. Like,
Stats wise?
Yeah.
yeah,
No, that was
everything
bad.
wise,
That was
stats
bad.
wise. Watch they had pretty. That motherfucker was lining up behind center with 2 gloves on, bro. Like this is who they were winning, and they won 10 games last year. So like, here's the only thing that I'm gonna say. Right, you're saying they're not gonna go anywhere. That might be true. My guess is they're gonna win 10, 11 games. And they're going to lose in the first, second round of the playoffs. But let's just remember, they're in the deepest division in the NFL.
Hardest division. I want to say.
I love that
Yes.
you made this.
So, like, yes, it's going to but historically, they play well against their own division, though.
True.
Like, they have Lamar's number in the regular season. We know that
Yeah, we do.
from experience.
Yeah, we
They
do.
have his number, bro. Like, they play well against the Bengals. They play well against the Browns. Like, these are division rivals.
100%.
So, like, these games aren't blowouts, bro. It usually comes to the wire, usually, bro. To answer the question of of Justin Fields and Russ, me personally, I would rather have Justin Fields because the big play potential with him is higher at this point than Russ's.
True.
It's higher, right? On a 3rd and 4 opportunity, I'm expecting Russ to drop behind center and get it to George Pickens. Like, yeah, that happens every once in a while.
Justin Fields.
But Justin Fields' play breaks apart I can expect that guy to go get. How many times did we take his fucking 50 yards last year?
100%. No, you're right.
You know what I'm
100%.
saying? Like, with these guys, yes, he sucks as a quarterback, but as a player, he's pretty productive, bro. With Justin Fields, it's not fair to say, oh, look at his throwing yards. Look at his throwing stats. He fucking sucks. Yeah, but, I mean, he rushed for 1,100 2 years ago. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got to include that in the equation, bro.
100%.
Point blank, I think the Steelers are going to be good. And I know one of our viewers is going to like to hear that. I think they're going to be good, bro. I think they're going to win 11 games, 10 games, 11 games, whatever the case may be. I think they'll lose in the first, second round of the playoffs. And I think by the end of the season, I'll be willing to put anything you want on it. Justin Fields will be starting for the Steelers.
I don't want to waste too much time talking about this, like a mediocre team. Like, we're not going to sit here and talk about the fucking Jags, like, for this long.
Right, we talked about the Cowboys ad nauseum on this
But
podcast.
at least they're interesting. They're interesting when they're bad, and they're interesting when they're good, right?
Yeah.
You made a really good point. They haven't had good quarterback play in a long time. Whose fault is that, though?
It's the Steelers' fault.
No, but, like, that's the thing.
What's your point? What does it matter? They have better now, is what I'm saying.
The point is the Steelers are so fucking bad at picking good offenses out, coaching offense. They're just bad at it. They held on to Big Ben until the man was a fucking bag of trash, and they would throw him out there and say, do something. Then they overdraft.
Did Ben catch Matt Canada?
Yes, bro.
Ooh.
Right? They waited too long on Big Ben. Never had a plan. They went and overdrafted Mitch, right? They never had good offensive lines. They've like, bro, what are we doing here? Like, congrats. And you know what? I'm really.
They have a really good offensive line this year, though.
Yeah,
I'm
really willing to bet, like, this might be I think they missed the playoffs this year.
So they're going to have the best team they've had in 5 years, and they're going to miss the playoffs?
I think their quarterback play might not even get better than it did last year, bro.
Oh, you're wacky,
Yeah.
bro.
And they also got worse offensively too, bro.
Let's relax, bro.
They have Pickens. They got rid of. They lost Johnson. Like, that's how much confidence. Steelers. I don't mean like this as a hit to you guys.
You know what they did, bro? You know
I
how
have no confidence in Justin Fields or in Russ. And you know what? You guys are tricking yourselves into it if you guys are trying to convince yourselves that you guys do. All of you guys were watching Chicago. Wait, all of them, Hetty. All of them were watching
He's
Chicago.
not lying.
Hey, how
You're
about
gonna
this?
have confidence in Justin Fields.
Hey,
or Russell Wilson?
let's not just talk about this too long. Every Steeler fan
He
last
says that, then he talks for five minutes about the
No, I'm gonna stop.
Every Steeler fan was watching Chicago Bears last year saying that fucking guy Justin Fields fucking sucks. Every Steeler fan last year was watching the Broncos.
Who do you think they hated more, Justin Fields or Matt Canada? Who do you think Steelers fans hated more?
Yeah, and they were saying that I hate Russ. Now they're on their team, and that's it. These guys are both.
I don't understand your point that you're trying to make. Like, are you
They're
saying
not going to be any good next year. That's my point.
you don't think they'll make the playoffs?
No, I don't.
How many games do you think they'll win?
Set their line.
Their line.
7.5.
No, don't set the line. How many games do you think
I
they'll
think they'll win 9 games next year.
That's a winning season.
No, it's not.
No.
Their
It's
division.
9 and 8.
Their
No,
division.
I mean the Ravens.
A winning season doesn't mean you make your division. Winning season
No,
means
hey, no,
you
no,
have
they-
more
let's
wins
talk about
than-
the playoffs.
Oh,
though.
I don't think they'll make
Guys,
the playoffs.
we always do this. Winning season means you win more games than you lose.
Yeah,
that's
no,
a
that's
winning
cool.
I get it, yeah,
Hey,
but
that's,
you
no,
said
that's
about the
cool. I
playoffs,
think
though.
just based off Tomlin, he'll get you there. But like, I don't think they'll make the playoffs next year.
All right, we're gonna be playing a little game. We're gonna be blind ranking NBA 25 and under edition. We're gonna do this quick. Name you guys out 10 players. You're gonna blind rank them.
Cool.
Ready?
Can do it.
Run it.
Number 1, Wemby.
1. Ant might be on the list.
Yeah, let's put them 2.
2. I'm good with 2.
Nas Reed.
He's gonna have a bum in there.
Yeah,
Thinking 8, 9.
9.
8. Let's go 8.
Okay.
6th man of the year, man.
Ja.
Damn, Ja's under 25.
Yeah, that motherfucker feels like been in the
I
league for a
gotta put
minute.
him 4 at least.
Let's go 4.
Zion.
Zion's
3.
3. You have
3.
to.
We have to because we put Ja at 4.
Yeah.
Tyler Hero.
Is he better than?
He's
him?
better than Nas Reed. Let's go 7 for him.
Here. Yep. Yeah, I'm good with that.
Let's go 7.
Darius Garland.
Oh, then he has to go 6. He's better than Hero.
Is he?
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Okay, we'll go 6. Man, I don't know. I like 9 for
Ready?
that better.
Ant.
1.
1.
See, that's why we left the 1 spot
Yeah,
open.
you have
because
to.
we
We're
knew it was
smart. I
coming
see a lot of these
somewhere.
people.
Yeah.
Which of
You
these?
guys are so smart. Luca.
Oh my
Oh
God.
my-
What spots do we have left?
We have to put him at 5, bro.
5. Fuck.
Oh my god.
Tyrese Halliburton.
Damn, we fucked up. What spots do we have left?
9. We have to put him at.
9.
And then Tyrese Maxey.
And then last spot.
So we have Ant, Wemby, Zion, Ja, Luka, Garland, Hero, Reed, Hallie, and then Maxey.
Nah, man. Could have been a lot worse.
Oh man, that
Could have been a lot
bad.
worse.
That's really
as a GM,
fucking
baby.
bad. That's really fucking bad.
I mean, but it's a blind ranking. Oh, I mean,
Yeah, but
obviously we don't look at a list and say, yeah, Luka's
we
5.
put like Nasri too high.
I mean, listen, we had the 1 and 2. I'm okay with.
You had the one be at 1.
Hey, man, Wemby's gonna be great.
I
bro.
think
the one
that,
be at 1.
I think that.
No, we had Ant at 1.
Oh, and 1.
Yeah,
One
but
be
I-
at 2.
I'm good with Ant at 1.
I think
I'm great with that.
Wemby's him, bro.
Luka at 5.
Luka at 5 was kind of fuckery, but you know when you started going Zion and Ja, I didn't know where you're going with the list, man.
That was a really good list.
It's
That
interesting.
was fucking
It was very, very good.
sick,
That was sick.
bro. Hey, listen, I've seen a lot of these guys do these, and I would bag on them like these guys suck.
It's hard.
And when I see this
You guys
list,
had Luka at 5.
speaking of people sucking, and speaking of dumb, just lists. You guys see the NFL Network Top 100 list come out recently?
Sure did.
Sure did, man.
Sure did.
No. Did you guys see the fucking list?
Yes, man.
I seen it and I'm okay with it. Is that what you want to hear? I'm okay with it too.
We're not going to sit here and talk about all 100 people.
Here, I have it. Here. I'm going to go to top 10.
Can you tell us what the top 10 is? I can't believe this, bro.
Number 1, Tyreek Hill, Lamar Jackson, Christian McCaffrey, Patty Mahomes, Myles Garrett, Chris Jones, Trent Williams, TJ Watt, Travis Kelce, and Max Crosby at number 10.
I like that little laugh you did after Patrick Mahomes.
I had to get that right.
Hey, as you guys can tell, he's very, very unbiased.
I love
Loves
the
him.
list. The list is perfect. No, it's not perfect, but it's. I like the list.
Anything that pissed you off about this list or wrong?
No, man, I'm completely okay with it. Completely okay
You're
with it.
wild.
No, I would move up Patty to number 3. Just not having number 1 quarterback, that's it's like unnatural. But to have Tyreek at number 1, man, Tyreek is a beast. Last year, the year before, he was a beast. I'm okay with the list. I'm not totally pissed. I'm okay with the list. I know you have some shit to say.
How about
Go
you?
with
man?
you.
How about
Let's
you,
go
my
with
man?
you.
Are you okay with the list?
Yeah. I didn't love it. The only thing that caught my eye was, like, I think TJ Watt is the best defensive player in the league. So I would have liked to see him higher than 8. But the thing that shocks me about, like, I'm finding weird that it's not upsetting you is, you know, they had Dak ahead of Micah Parsons on this list.
There's a lot of other things that caught my attention. There's a lot of other things that really.
Can I ask you guys a question? You had Tyreek Hill 1, right?
Yeah.
Where the fuck is Jettas?
Hey, he did
I mean,
barely
listen,
played.
if we're going, this is for 2024.
He barely played last
But no, they're going.
This is for 2024.
Oh, for this year?
Yes.
Oh.
yeah, like they're projecting.
So where the fuck is Jettas if we're gonna go wide receiver, we're gonna put that much value on wide receivers. By the way, I'm okay with that. Put him at 1. Whatever. Where the fuck is Jettas though? He didn't even crack the 10. He's at like 18,
He was the
bro.
only, he was the only wide receiver.
Or 16. What'd they have him at?
He was the only wide receiver in that.
I'm convinced.
That's wild, bro.
I'm convinced that NFL Network was like, let's go piss everybody off. Because if they were actually serious about putting this list together, then they need to be fired, bro.
How would you put that list? How would you put this?
I don't know how I would have it, but like, there's no situation in life that I have a wide receiver number 1 and that I don't have Patrick Mahomes, at least as the first quarterback. For how do we, I'm not going to make this a Patrick Mahomes thing, bro. I'm
Please
not.
don't.
I'm not. But how do we look back at what he's just done over the last 2-3 years in his whole career and not have a guy like that number 1? How do we do that, bro?
I think it was a combination of production
And production and winning, he just won 2 straight Super Bowls, bro. That's it. I can give a fuck where TJ Watt is on this list. I really, really can.
I know, but TJ Watt, and I never said he should go ahead of Mahomes. But Lamar has 2 MVPs on there as well.
I'm gonna
bro.
take something back. No, I'll put Patty at number 2 and then Lamar at 4. I'd do that.
Like, but I'm not. upset at it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not irritated by it. It's
Come on,
wrong.
bro. That's like if LeBron wasn't number one on the list in his prime,
you
bro.
can't do that.
There's years where he wasn't, probably won.
And what do you
Even
think?
though we all knew he was the best player in the league.
But that's the problem. We all know that Petty's
yeah, but like
number
some
one.
years, if you had Durant over him, I'm not upset at it. Like,
No.
I'm not
Like was
pissed.
LeBron number one in the bubble? When they
Yes,
won?
but I'm not pissed if somebody had Durant.
But
I'm
if
not
we're going to
pissed
talk
off.
as sports fans and we're talking about what's right, this list isn't right. But I'll go back, man. I don't think that TJ Watt is the best defender in the league. I think that Chris Jones is the best defender in the league.
Okay, why?
Number one, he has a bigger impact on his defense than TJ Watt does.
How?
He's a defensive tackle that can play edge, so he can do what TJ Watt does.
No, he can't. TJ Watt plays linebacker.
No, TJ Watt plays.
No, he plays linebacker.
Well,
he plays linebacker.
But he also has the edge too.
Yeah, he is.
It depends on the.
But he plays
if,
linebacker, though.
If you're paying 3-4 or 4-3,
Yeah.
whatever the defense is, well, Chris Jones can do something that TJ Watt can do. That,
What is that?
Chris Jones could play inside, and TJ Watt can't play inside. And I've also seen Chris Jones do it in bigger situations, bro. Like, I don't want to make this an argument about Chris Jones versus TJ Watt, but if there was no Aaron Donald, we'd be talking about Chris Jones as that guy, as that number one guy.
My baby.
I'm not even convinced TJ Watt is better than Micah.
But that's our argument. That's our argument to be had, and that's fine, bro. And I'm upset where they had Michael. Like, I'm upset where they had those guys.
I'm just surprised you guys are not the top of the list.
Is he better than Myles Garrett? Is TJ Watt better than Myles Garrett?
I mean, listen, guys.
Arguments.
Like, let's just be careful here, because the production is like, this might sound shocking to you, not even close. The production is not even close.
Right.
Like, TJ Watt blows them out of the water, bro. I have him here. I don't want to bore everyone with him. He blows every other defensive player out of the water, bro. Like, just real quick, right? In the last few years, since 2017 till now, the Steelers with TJ Watt are 69, 33, and 2. What do you think they are without TJ Watt in the lineup? Guess, what do you think? They played 11 games without him. What do you think the record was?
They're not shit without him.
They're not.
What do you think the record was? 11 games.
They probably won. They would probably only win 2 games without him.
They were 1-10
Yeah, I
Without
bet.
TJ?
without TJ Watt.
Wow.
So with TJ Watt, they're 11 to 12 game win pace every year. Without him, they're legit the worst team in the league.
That's wild.
No, he's Hakeem. He's the most valuable defensive player in the league.
And
again, I'm good with having Chris Jones there.
yeah,
But I'm saying, like, these guys, for me, I just thought there was more value placed on them. Like, how do you have Micah at 17? Like, that's wild to me, bro.
It is.
Like, bro, you're talking about the most important side of the ball. And we clearly, wherever you want to rank them, 1, 2, 3, 4,
Yeah.
those 4 guys should be in the top 10.
They should.
Like, there's not a running back. Like, Christian McCaffrey ain't more valuable to the Niners than TJ Watt is to the Steelers or Myles Garrett is to the Browns. To me,
Value.
I
to
disagree.
me, bro.
I
No,
disagree
because
with
the
that.
reason why is because you can't replace that guy. Bro, we've seen Kyle Shanahan make a career out of having guys giving them basically their career year.
But not
year in
McCaffrey.
and year out. Right, 100%. I'm not saying McCaffrey doesn't deserve to be in the top 10. I'm just saying, for me, I'm not placing him ahead of. He's not the guy on his offensive unit where it's like, we're going to live and die by you. He's a great luxury. He's a phenomenal fucking luxury. But he's one of the Avengers. The other guys are Superman, and he's part of the Avengers. That's how I look at it.
I would only disagree with you on this, and like this isn't going to be a big ass argument. I would disagree. He's a lot more of a luxury on that team. Without McCaffrey, they would not even sniff the places they would go.
But that's just not true, bro.
No, but no, Hattie, it is.
True, bro.
It is.
The Niners have been a playoff team for a long
Yeah,
time.
and-
McCaffrey's been on the team for what, 2-3 years? This is his third
And
year
when
on the
they
Niners?
got him, Hattie, it turned him into a whole different Avengers. A whole.
But that's what I'm saying, though.
Yeah, but-
It's like those guys carry more on their unit on their side of the ball than McCaffrey does on the Niners.
I'm
is what
also
saying.
a big guy when it comes to like defensive.
But that's cool, though.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, like, those guys to me should have been in the top 10. Like, if we're gonna do that, they should have been in the top 10. The list was weird because of where did they play? If I asked you where did they place value on the list, you wouldn't be able to tell me.
Yeah.
Like, what do they value more than other things? Like, what is it though?
For me, offense has to be the top 5. Offense is more important in this league than it is for the defense.
The best defensive team in the league just won the Super Bowl, bro.
I understand that, but
The
that's,
2 best defensive teams
I
were
know,
in the Super
but
Bowl
that's
this
also
year, bro.
because one of the teams had Patrick Mahomes on it,
Right.
and the other team has the Avengers on the other
Right.
side of the football. So like, my thing is with like Kansas City, right? Like if you're not like a diehard NFL team, like fan, I'm sorry, you won't be able to name a lot of the players on that defensive end.
On where? On the Niners?
On the
No,
Kansas
we
City.
won't. But we can understand that they're a great defense.
They're a great
They're the
defense.
best defense in the league. We
but
can understand
Patrick
that.
Mahomes right now would not be Patrick Mahomes if Chris Jones was not on that team, because they do not win Super Bowls without him on that team. It's really important to understand that. And listen, we can argue.
TJ Watt is still a Super Bowl champion.
Yeah,
with
no,
Patrick
hey,
Mahomes too,
guys,
though. Like,
we can
let's not use
argue.
that.
We can argue about those
I'm
guys.
just saying
They're all great.
Right. All I was saying was the production clears the next guy by a mile. That's all I was saying, bro.
But
that's it.
I
And
have a big problem.
Have him there.
I have a big fucking problem with the top of the list, and I don't know how you guys like don't either. Like, it's not like, all right, cool. You know what? Don't have Patty number one, but don't put another quarterback over Patrick Mahomes, and don't have a running back over Patrick Mahomes.
Right.
Like, I don't want to make this a Patty thing, but how are we looking at this list and being okay that Patty Mahomes is number 4, and there's another quarterback on top of that? They just played each other last year. One guy looked like he didn't belong in the game, and one guy looked like he did, and went on to win the Super Bowl. That's true. Come on, guys. Tyreek Hill, sure, should be the first wide receiver on that list. If he isn't the second,
I think
Jettis
Jettis is better.
But just off of production, the guy's been putting some
Crazy.
absolutely
Right,
crazy
right,
numbers up.
Crazy numbers.
So sure, but we're gonna put that guy number 1. They're trolling. NFL Network, you're trolling.
They
bro.
did the same thing ESPN did with the NBA.
Yep,
one.
you guys are trolling because you want dumbass people like us to talk about you guys and give you guys clout. You guys are trolling, bro.
You're okay with the Travis Kelce like being at 9, like you wouldn't replace Jettas with him?
Yeah, I would. I mean, I'm yeah, that's sure. Yeah.
What happened?
Would you replace Jettas for Travis Kelce? Travis Kelce's number 9.
He's better than Travis Kelce is.
Number 9.
Guys, this is the one thing that I just want to remind you. It's 100 people.
Yeah.
Okay. Like, you can't say, oh, why? Like, you can't, you're going to be, if you want to nitpick, you can rearrange 100 guys out of the 100 they have.
But the top 10 spots.
The thing that bothered me about it, and even the top 10, I'm not so worried about it. As long as I can get an explanation to what the value was placed on. Like, what is the value? How did you get there?
Yeah.
Like, I want to know, is it a regular season thing? If it's a regular season thing, yeah, I'm putting him over Patrick Mahomes. Honestly.
true.
If I'm putting it like regular season, or I'm just saying I'm walking into a season right now, 17 games, who do I want?
I want Patrick Mahomes.
Okay, no problem. But like, Lamar is going to win 12, 13 games every year. He's going to be in the running of MVP every year. Lamar Jackson, I was just having this conversation with someone last night. One more Super Bowl, bro. We got to talk about him as a top 10, 15 quarterback of all time with no rings.
Yeah, 100%.
One more MVP, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
3-time MVP. That's a top 15 quarterback of all
Yeah,
time, bro.
100%.
Automatically. So, like, I'm not, again, totally upset at it. The thing that's irking me about this list, if I can use that word, is what's the value? How'd you get there? That'd be my question. So how'd you get there?
If I'm doing
Because Tyreek
this-
Hill for his offense is more important, maybe, than Patrick Mahomes for his.
Absolutely no. No.
Maybe.
No. No.
Let me explain to you why. He's not as valuable of a player as Patrick Mahomes is. But I'm talking about strictly offensively.
Hattie,
Strictly
there
offense.
is no
You're talking about the
situation.
best offense in the league, and it's directly attributed to one guy.
And
that's all I'm saying.
And Hattie, it is directly attributed that the quarterback is always going to be a star quarterback versus star wide receiver.
More important.
It's just more important.
100%. But
Because guess what?
Yes.
You take Tyreek off of that team.
They're a bottom feeder, bro.
Yeah, I still have a guy like Waddle.
Jalen Waddle, yeah.
I still have
But
the
they're a
running
bottom feeder,
backs.
though.
They're a bottom
They're bottom
feeder.
feeder. They were
100%.
bottom feeders without him.
And
We've seen it without him.
And if we take Patrick Mahomes off that offense, when you can't even name anybody else on that offense except for Travis Kelce, there is no situation in life.
I'm just saying that's not the one thing that should have pissed
No,
you off.
that-
There's a
that-
lot more things that pissed me off than
did.
Patrick Mahomes being
That did.
4.
Mhm.
If we're talking regular season. If we're talking regular season, they have the two guys, if you want the truth, they have the two guys that finished, I think, 1 and 2 in MVP voting.
But that's how they did it,
If
though.
we're talking about regular season.
But that's how they
That's
did
exactly
it,
how
though.
they did it.
But I'm saying if we're talking regular season, like last year, it's not even a question to me. Tyreek carried more of offensive load on his team than Patrick did on his. Like, to me, when I was playing the Chiefs, nobody was really worried about the Chiefs putting up 30. Let's be honest with each other. But when you were playing Miami, if you're a secondary, you better fucking boot up, bro.
They
Because you
broke
could
the
get
record.
70 dropped on your head top. You see what I'm saying? That's the only thing I'm saying. It's like, and that's directly attributed to Tyreek Hill. So like, the question is, what's the value? How did they get there? What are they valuing more than something else?
I think that these guys that put this list together, you guys are a bunch of dumbasses. I think that they just looked at like MVP ratings and like where they put in. They're like, I only put him in here. I completely disagree with you. He's not a bigger part of the offense than Patrick Mahomes is. It's just impossible for a wide receiver to be a bigger part of an offense than a quarterback.
No,
period.
No, it depends on the wide receiver. It depends on the quarterback.
It's period. We're talking about Patrick Mahomes.
We're talking about Tyreek Hill.
This guy's is the best quarterback that you've ever watched.
And this guy's the best wide receiver I've basically ever watched.
It's a lot closer.
Whose offense was better last year?
Whose offense was better?
Miami or them?
Miami's was.
Who was by far the best player on Miami's
Who's
offense?
harder to stop? Because you want to know why?
Tyreek.
You want to know why?
Miami's offense last year was harder to stop than Kansas City.
You want to know why?
Kansas City won last year because they had the best defense in the league.
Yes.
And they had Patrick Mahomes on offense. That's why they won the
And
Super
when
Bowl
Kansas
last year.
City played the Dolphins, they knew exactly how to do it. And guess what? You know who wasn't worried about them? Kansas City was not worried about Tyreek. They knew exactly how to stop him.
When they played last year, I don't think Tyreek played.
He did. He had 70 yards.
Hakeem, they knew how to pressure Tua.
Heady.
They knew how to get to Tua.
Heady.
Josh Allen last
There
year
is-
beats the Kansas
I'm not
City
going to
Chiefs
let this go.
on Miami,
I'm not
bro.
going to let this go. Before I start yelling, and these people don't want to hear me yell, there's no situation where Tyreek Hill's more important to his team than Patrick Mahomes is.
I'm asking you why, though.
Why? Because he plays the quarterback position.
Yes.
He plays with less around him and has showed to take a team further into the playoffs without him. You want to know how he's more valuable? Because when they got rid of Tyreek Hill, he's still Patrick Mahomes. Period. And he still won Super Bowl
his
without
production
him.
went down.
No, and he's still winning.
And their
though.
offense took a shit.
And they're still winning, though. When it mattered,
I know, because they went from the 20th best defense to the first.
Heady. When it mattered, Patrick Mahomes is still who he is without that guy. That should just be
But
it.
let's just not make it seem like Patrick Mahomes
Heady,
threw
how
for
are we
500.
sitting here?
No.
How are we sitting here
I'm not
saying
telling
one guy's
you he's
more
better than
important?
He's better than Patrick Mahomes. That's not what I'm saying.
And I don't. By the
I'm
way,
saying from that list that you look at, how did you look at Tyreek Hill, who was basically an MVP,
because
at the wide receiver
because this is
position?
the first time
like
in
you
like
were
12
upset
years.
at that more than having Micah
Heady,
at
this is
17.
Heady,
That's wild
This is the
to me.
first year in 12 years that a quarterback wasn't number
Hakeem,
one.
they had Micah at 17.
That's fine, Heady. I'm talking about this is the first year.
So Tyreek being 1 is more egregious to you than Micah Parsons being 17?
Yes. This is the first time in a long time
They had Jettas at 18.
This is the first time in like 12 years they didn't have a quarterback number one. You know how that's unheard of. That's unheard of, bro. Come on.
I'm mad.
Do you think
I wouldn't be
CD's more?
mad.
Do you think CD's more important to his team or Dak?
CD?
I'm always going to be that the quarterback is important, the most important player, man.
Wait, what?
So you think Dak's better than CD? So why did you say the last episode you want to prioritize CD over
Because
Dak?
I don't want to pay somebody a $6
Okay, now you're
million.
talking circles.
No, I'm not
We're done.
talking circles,
Hold on.
Heady. I'm not
Is he
talking
talking circles?
No,
Hold on,
just
hold
be
on,
the
hold
judge.
on,
Slow
hold on.
down.
Be the
I'm gonna be-
Slow down.
I am.
I said,
I am.
who would I
Be fair.
prioritize? I said,
Yes.
who would I prioritize? I would prioritize CD because I think that
you think he's
Dak's
better
not
than
worth
Dak.
60. No, I don't think. I can't compare a what.
Pick one.
Heady.
You got to keep one. Pick
No,
one.
Heady. I said I'm going to keep CD because I don't want to pay somebody 60. Now we're talking about value.
Same salary. Who you keep?
No, same salary doesn't matter. We're talking quarterback versus wide receiver, bro.
I am too. I'm talking CD versus Dak. Same salary. Who
I
you
think
keeping?
that the quarterback is more, when we're talking about important,
if you're
and who's
keeping-
more valuable to a team.
Just answer my question.
I'm keeping the
Same
quarterback.
salary. Are you keeping Dak or CD?
I don't know how much is CD getting, how much we paying
Both of
him.
them are paying 40.
I'm keeping Dak. I told you I'll keep Dak at 40.
No.
Now you're trying to catch me and
I
talking
think
in
you're nuts.
circles.
How about Tua and Tyreek? Who's more important to that team?
Tyreek is? That's different though because we're talking about what I feel about Tua and I feel about Dak is completely
Hey,
different.
Hold on. Hold on.
I like him.
Hey, you got it. You got it.
No, hold on.
No, that's all.
Wait,
You got it.
Wait,
You got it.
wait.
I can't believe that
Wait,
we're
what he
here.
was talking about.
You got
he
it.
was telling you about. You're saying that you like prioritize a quarterback more than a wide receiver.
Yeah.
That's what you're saying.
Yes.
But he asked you a question about who would you take? Who would you rather? Let me finish. Who would you rather have? You said Dak over CD.
Correct. Yeah.
But then he just asked you another question about who would you rather have, Tua or Tyreek.
Because
But you can't do that, though. Hakeem.
No, let me explain.
That's how you talk. Just like calm down.
Yeah.
I got this. I'll be the.
That's why we need him here.
I got you.
Because when we're sitting here talking about a team and its future, and we're talking about like I'm a Dallas Cowboys fan. That's why I'm wearing this jersey.
Nice jersey, man.
That's thanks.
Yeah.
By the way, I bought this jersey 10 years ago, thinking that after a year or two, it came back into style. When I'm thinking about my favorite team or a team, and I'm thinking about contracts, I think about it differently. I'm thinking about like, look, Dak's a really good quarterback. I've never said Dak's not a really good quarterback, But when I'm thinking about how I want to see myself win a Super Bowl and putting my team in the best position, it's a lot different.
So you answered that question based on your favorite of the team.
No, I'm talking about when I'm trying to run a team as like a GM, right? But number one, you can't get the ball to CD if you don't have a really good quarterback. You get what I'm saying? I have a question for you.
What's up?
Who is more important to the Patriots, Tom Brady or Randy Moss?
Tom Brady.
Who's more important to the offense, Tom Brady or Gronk?
Tom Brady.
Okay, my point is that not only am I going to say this, it's been 12 years since they put a non-quarterback at the number one spot.
100%.
Right? And not only, like, I get it, Tyreek is an all-time wide receiver. Like, this isn't to shit on Tyreek, like, but you found this year to do it when we have a guy that just came off to back-to-back quarterbacks. You can't explain to me, you can't convince me that he isn't the most valuable player to his team, especially with what they've done. They got rid of Tyreek. They had a rookie wide receiver at the number one spot. Like, come on, bro. No, you can't convince me that.
I get you 100%.
You can't and you know what? They wouldn't. I don't think they would be a complete bottom feeder without Tyreek.
They were without him. We saw him without him.
They were.
They have other weapons.
Tua
on
was
their
almost
team.
out of the league. It's just weird to me because like I asked you who you take, Tua or Tyreek. You said Tua, but then you'll take Dak over CD.
Because that's how I think Dak is much better than Tua.
But you know, most people disagree with you, bro. They're in the 4 or 5 spot difference, bro. And most people's list. He's better. I'm not saying he's not better.
Guys,
but if Dak is 10, Tua's like 14.
I didn't want to go on a big. Tua's trash, guys. He is trash,
I get it.
guys. When you don't win playoff games and you're bad in cold weather and you're injury prone, you're bad.
So why'd they have the best offense in the league last year?
Because of the coaching and what they have around Tua, bro. They don't have a bunch of bums around Tua and he's just carrying these teams. I could.
It's directly related to Tyreek Hill being on the team.
He's right.
Yes, you're both Hattie, right. But he's not the most valuable player to any team. You were talking about a quarterback, man. That's my quarterback.
So
like Tyreek, like
the only thing that
that's my quarterback.
You know why I disagree with you, bro? And I don't want to go in too in depth on this. It's like, so to you, the first 10 should be quarterbacks.
Number one should always be the quarterback.
What about the next 9? What did I say earlier? I said the thing that I try to instill in you guys all the time.
Yeah.
Is a barometer. Be consistent across the board. Don't flip-flop because nobody's going to take your argument seriously.
And that's fine. You're not the only smart guy in this panel.
Be
Listen
consistent.
to me. You're not the only smart guy
Hakeem,
here.
I just let you talk in shambles for 10 minutes.
I didn't
Shut up
talk
and listen
in
to me.
shambles, bro.
Hakeem,
I didn't talk in shambles, basketball guy.
Hakeem,
you said, why should there be in the top 10?
Off.
Because there's some wide receivers that are better than quarterbacks.
You kept cutting us off, bro. No, I'm not going to stop. It's my turn to talk.
You're going to talk.
He kept cutting me off,
Let him talk.
And I stopped talking for 10 minutes.
Let him talk.
If he thinks that quarterbacks are more valuable than anybody else on the roster, the first 10 quarterbacks we consider elite. So that means any elite quarterback should be 10.
Right.
So that means the first 10 quarterbacks should be the top 100 list. It should be 10 quarterbacks.
Is it my turn to talk now? Is it my turn to talk now?
Hold on.
Can I respond to you now?
Respond, please.
Sure. All right. I'm going to bring it out now. Basketball boy, let me explain something to you real quickly.
You always bring out basketball boy when you get frustrated because the basketball boy has you in a corner. You can't get out of it.
Because I said that the number one spot should always be a quarterback, and the quarterback is always more important.
Not what you said. You just asked me a question. Not what you said. Hey, you said quarterback is always going to be the most valuable position on the field. And I asked you, okay, if that's the case, the first 10 guys, since they're all elite fucking quarterbacks, the first 10 fucking quarterbacks should be 1 through 10 on the top 100 list.
In this league? Are there 10 elite quarterbacks in this league?
7? Say 7. Are there not 7 elite quarterbacks in the league?
No, there isn't.
There's not 7 elite quarterbacks?
No,
who's at your 7th spot?
No, there isn't.
Who's at your 7th spot?
My 7th spot could be Golf or Dak, and they're not elite in my eyes, bro.
Okay.
Let me just say something real quickly.
But they have to be elite.
You just asked me a question.
If you take him over CD, he has to be elite.
You just asked me a question. You just asked me who's better, Tua or Hill, and I just told you that Hill's better than him. Right? So there are players that are better than quarterbacks. You know what? If I should go by that, if you want to just pick out a little sentence because you're really good at that, then you know what? That means that Derek Carr isn't. We should have Derek Carr over Tyreek then, right?
You fucking idiot. That's what you're saying.
No, I didn't.
I'm saying you can't do that.
You're not basketball. You're not understanding it correctly, and he's right here.
These are recorded. We're gonna go back. I want to watch this with you. I want to watch it back with you. The point that I'm trying to make is just because it's a quarterback doesn't make it automatic. Now he's
When it's
better
a
than
great
another guy.
quarterback, yes, he should be over the
But it's
great
a
wide
great
receiver.
quarterback
Yeah,
and it's
my
an
whistle.
all-time great.
It's an
They're
all-time great
at the
quarterback and he should be
positions, bro.
over the all-time great wide receiver.
All you've told me right now is why Patrick Mahomes is good. I asked you, they have the best offense in the league, and it was directly attributed to Tyreek Hill.
Okay.
And I said, for that reason, I'm not completely mad at him at being one. And I asked you, Patrick Mahomes plays on the offensive side of the ball, and they didn't have a great offense this year. And they had the best defense in the league this year. And that's why they ended up winning the Super Bowl, was because you have, yes, an all-time great quarterback and the best defense in the league. That's an equation to win the Super Bowl. What about what I just said is wrong?
True.
What is it?
I'm not going to try to teach him about
I
basketball.
need my whistle. I really.
I'm not gonna
really
try to
need-
teach him
I
about
really,
football
really
right
need my whistle. I get his point. I get your point.
I get his point.
Well,
bro.
I get his point.
It's just
He's
be
saying-
consistent
I
across
know,
the
but
board.
that's your
Be
problem, though.
consistent, bro.
Hold on,
No,
hold on,
I've
hold on,
been
hold on.
consistent.
Flip-flop
Hold
like
on.
this,
I
bro.
never
That's
flip
all
flop.
I'm
Yo,
saying.
hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on,
I'm
hold
not
on.
gonna let you say
Let's
that I
not
flip flop.
flip-flop,
I never
bro.
flip flopped once.
Bro, okay.
You
Okay.
just don't understand the fucking sport.
All right, no,
That's
no,
all
no,
it
no,
is,
no,
bro.
no, no. It's my turn to talk.
Last week,
Hold on. It's
I
my
want
turn to
CD
talk.
over Dak. This week, because I'm in a corner, I want Dak over CD.
No.
Let's ignore the fact that the numbers, that the salary is different and it's
okay.
proportionate to the position.
I won't argue
Let's
it.
ignore that.
I won't argue it with
Let's
you.
ignore that a $45 million receiver is overpaid, but a $40 million quarterback is underpaid. Let's ignore that. Let's just have no context. Let's just say, yeah, you make 60, that's too much, but the wide receiver making 40 is okay. Let's ignore that. Okay. No problem.
Is it my turn to talk now?
Of course.
Sure.
Okay.
I need water.
I get his point. I get your point. He's just mad about the fact that he has Tyreek at number one and not a quarterback. A
Right.
quarterback. Not for say about Patty or Lamar. Just a quarterback. He should be like the leader of the team should be the quarterback.
Right.
The main guy of the team should be the quarterback.
Right.
That's all he's mad about. When he was talking about you prioritizing players, about the Dak and the CD and then the Tyreek and the Tua, you did flip-flop a little bit. Let me finish. You did flip-flop because you just said you'd prioritize Dak over CD, but then again, you just said you'd prioritize Tyreek over Tua. You get what I'm saying? That's what he's mad about. He's saying about be consistent. Either pick either Dak or CD. I'd pick CD over Dak. Doesn't have to be like, you're just ranking quarterbacks right now. That's what he was doing. You weren't.
No, I completely understand that. When we had that topic last week about who should we prioritize,
You said CD, Micah, Dak.
100%, and I
Okay.
stand by that because I'm thinking about a future of a team.
We're not talking about that though. He asked
I
you
know,
a question
but that's
about.
he is sitting there pointing that out and saying that I'm flip flopping.
No. He didn't. He asked you.
No, but that's what he's
No.
doing.
Okay. He
That's
he
exactly
mentioned
what
it
he
in there.
brought
Hey,
Brother,
hey, I'm done with this conversation.
Hold on.
I'm done with it.
Oh, let me
I'm done
finish.
with it.
He mentioned
I'm
it
done
in
with
there,
it. I'm
but
done
he
with it.
asked you about
with it, bro.
CD and Dak. He didn't mention
Yes.
Micah. Then he mentioned Micah.
Okay.
He just mentioned CD or Dak, and you said Dak.
Yeah.
But you don't agree with that though. In your heart to heart, you don't agree with that. Just because of the quarterback. That's all. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
That's-
sure.
But I get 100% what you're saying about the number one of the top 100 players. There should be a quarterback. I get it. I agree with you. But I'm not mad at it that they had Tyreek.
Well, and so does the NFL Network. Because for the last 12 years, they've always had the best elite quarterback at number one. And guess what? We've had a lot of all-time great wide receivers play, and
Right.
they've never put them number one. They did it this year because they want dumbasses like this guy to go with it. That's all it is. And number one, you just said that.
You know, for it being your sport, you suck at it.
Hey,
bro.
and then you know what? He just
suck
came
at
out
it,
and he
bro.
just said something.
You
He just said
suck
that
at it, bro.
Patrick and they have the great defense. Well, I mean, at the end of the day, one guy's playing with one of the best offensive minds, playing with one of the best
No,
second.
because Andy Reid
quarterbacks.
sucks.
Yeah.
You're right.
Okay, and Hetty,
Because
I know.
Mike McDaniels is better than
So
Andy
who's
Reid.
carrying a bigger load on their team? Patrick Mahomes or Tyreek Hill?
Offensively?
Offensively.
I don't know.
Then we're done. Hey, we're done.
I don't know. I don't know.
Oh,
Petty-
my
Petty-
God.
Petty on offense.
Oh.
Look, can I tell you why? Can I tell you why?
We're done.
Can I tell you
Go
why?
ahead.
I'm going to tell you why,
No, of
and
course.
I'm going to get the last word on this.
Yes,
I give him
sir.
the last word on every topic. I'm getting the last one on this.
I have to get the last word, bro. Go ahead.
Okay, you'll get the last
Yeah,
word.
go ahead.
You know I love you guys.
I love you too. Go ahead.
When Tyreek walks onto an NFL field last year, his team needs to score 30 to win. Needs to.
Okay.
And that burden of that scoring 30 is going to fall directly on Tyreek's feet.
100%.
It's going to say, Tyreek,
Speed
go get us 30, bro.
Exactly.
Right. There's Jalen Waddle. Mostert had a monster year. Mike McDaniels is a great offensive mind. But we knew where the ball was going. It was going to Tyreek Hill.
Most of the time.
Most of the time. And what he said is we've had great receivers. He's had the best wide receivers season arguably ever.
100%.
It wasn't just like a random wide receiver.
No, 100%.
So the greatest wide receiver arguably ever.
Fastest wide receiver to get 1,000 yards. Like,
With Patrick Mahomes, when he walked onto NFL field last year, I'll be a fucking idiot if I'm saying that Tyreek is better than Patrick Mahomes.
100%.
That's not what I'm saying.
Right.
I was saying that there's more things on the list that piss me off than the best wide receiver I've ever watched, best wide receiver season I've ever watched being number one. And the reason why is because Patrick, hey, go get us 17 some games. Because our defense is going to hold them to 13. That's what I mean by bigger load. Is that he walked into an NFL field and it said, okay, Tyreek, we need 30 today. Patrick Mahomes, some games, you get us 21, you get us 14, 17 sometimes, we'll be okay. That's all I meant.
Listen, all in all, it was
You know I love you, Hakeem.
I love you too.
It was a great.
This was finally a basement segment, bro.
This
This was a basement segment, bro.
You see what NFL Network? You see
Hey,
what
they
you
probably
did?
think we're about to fucking swing at each other.
They don't know
That wouldn't go well.
was
He's a
great.
lot bigger of a guy than I am.
No, bro.
It was a great.
We never touch family, bro.
Great segment. I agree with you.
I would swing on you though.
And
I'll
you know
get
what?
my
I would
ass
take
whipped.
it. I would take
I'd
it
get
on
my
the chin,
ass
bro.
whipped.
I would have swung back.
Yeah, he'd beat my ass, bro.
No, I would have
Oh
swung
well,
back, bro.
yes, you'd say that.
Hakeem, don't sell yourself short, bro. I've seen Hakeem be there in moments.
on, you said
Let's not
Hakeem.
remember the Kroger moment. Send this off. Send it off.
All
Send it
right,
off.
man.
Hey, we love each other just as much as we love you guys, man.
Appreciate you guys for watching. Peace.
Subscribe.
Oh shit.
Tell them it's okay.
Please subscribe to all our socials, but most importantly, subscribe to our YouTube page, baby.
Yep.
We love you guys.